So the point of my keeping a notebook has never been, nor is it now, to have an accurate, factual record of what I've been doing or thinking. That would be a different impulse entirely, an instinct for reality which I sometimes envy but do not possess. At no point have I ever been able successfully to keep a diary. My approach to daily life ranges from the grossly negligent to the merely absent, and on those few occasions when I have tried dutifully to record a day's events, boredom has so overcome me that the results are mysterious at best. Joan Didian on keeping a notebook. We are brought up in the ethic that others, any others, all others, are by definition more interesting than ourselves. Taught to be different, just this side of self-effacing. You're the least important person in the room, and don't forget it, Jessica Mitford's governess would hiss in her ear on the advent of any social occasion. I copied that into my notebook because it is only recently that I have been able to enter a room without hearing some such phrase in my inner ear. Only the very young and the very old may recount their dreams at breakfast, dwell upon self, interrupt with memories of beach picnics and favorite Liberty lawn dresses, and the rainbow trout in a creek near Colorado Springs. The rest of us are expected, rightly, to affect absorption in other people's favorite dresses, other people's trout. And so we do. But our notebooks give us away, for however dutifully we record what we see around us, the common denominator of all we see is always, transparently, shamelessly, the impalpable eye. We are not talking here about the kind of notebook that is patently for public consumption, a structural conceit for binding together a series of graceful pensies. We are talking about something private, about bits of the mind string too short to use, an indiscriminate and erratic assemblage with meaning only for its maker. There is more, too, on keeping a notebook, Joan Didian. I will put the link down below. Okay, guys, like the reading I did at the beginning, Joan Didian, on why we keep a notebook, I too keep several notebooks. Some of them are for my personal thoughts, but some of them are for business. And I want to talk to you about all of the journals I keep. We're going to start with the ones that I keep in my professional life. This one is not sewn in, so I can change out the pages, the signatures as needed. But this is my social media journal. This is where I write ideas for videos. When I record them, I have a schedule for posting on Instagram, TikTok, and this is not only social media for YouTube, but this is also social media for my vintage business as well as my fitness business. I will put ad campaigns I run in here. I will put any promotions I will put any promotions I run in here. For instance, I just got some gift certificates for vintage tea parties and some brochures because I plan on having these available for people that are interested in a vintage tea party. So when this campaign kicks off, I will record it all in my social media, my PR journal. So the first business journal I have is my social media PR journal. The next two are related to my art. The B is my environmental art series, which I'm trying to get funding to put on a show. So all of my environmental ideas, all of the paintings I've made, all of that information is housed in this journal. And you can see I've made notes, I make lists. It just depends. See, some list, some written notes. So that's how I use that one. And then this one is for my show about women. It just kind of spoke to me that this journal, which I received in a swap, would be perfect for that. This is an altered composition notebook. But again, I have ideas for paintings. I even use it as a type of rough sketchbook. I want everything with these two shows contained in one location. So that's why I have them here in these two journals. Now my vintage business is actually contained in a composition notebook, 5-subject composition notebook. Journals don't have to look like this or this. It's perfectly fine if your journal or your organizer looks like this as well. It doesn't have to be decorated. And we'll talk about that more in just a little bit. So these are my two work journals plus this one, which is PR social media. Now, personal journals. I have 3 personal journals that I use. 2 that I use every single day, and one that I use at least 2 or 3 times a week. This journal is my fitness journal. I track all of my walking, lifting, everything I do exercise-wise, I track in here. This journal is my positive affirmations for every day. And this one I just redid. And as you can see, it says, breathe, you are enough, you are smart, embrace your strengths, forgive your weaknesses. And then it has a dream. I will own my own studio, I will travel. And then it says, over here are some that I keep on the side. I am empowered to succeed. I am loved and can love. I am strong in mind, body, and spirit. I am a passionate person with drive to accomplish my dreams. Besides that, I also have this because it brings me joy in here. These 2 postcards came in a postcard order. You're as awesome as cold milk after chocolate cake, and you make me believe in magic. I have these, so when I am feeling down, I can just pull them out of here and look at them, and I will feel better. But in this one, like I said, I just redid it. It is also held in by rubber bands, so I can just change out the center as much as I need to. Oh, and I have this Simply Fly little sticker, little thing on the front. I just put in a little bit of paper because I only write this much in this journal every day. Doesn't overwhelm, it's just enough. These are my affirmations. These are what I need every day. And we're going to talk about this size in a minute. Then this is my personal journal where I write what's going on, what I'm feeling, what I'm observing, and this one is summer themed because it's summer and I enjoy it. It is sewn together. I got this one in a trade. So these are the 3 I use every single day besides my 3 work journals. Now some other journals I have this journal. This is random art ideas, not for the 2 specific projects. These are just some random art ideas I have that I want to jot down. So when I'm done with the big projects, I'll have these ideas to go back on. I started doing that in 2020, and this is the journal I finished that had a bunch of random art ideas, just little sketches, that sort of thing in here. And this one I started in 2020 and I finished it in 2022. And these two journals I bought from a place on Etsy that no longer sells journals. So I have my work journals with my specific art shows I'm working on. And this is just more ideas. I don't want to lose the ideas. I don't want to forget them. So I jot them in here. When I finish with the two big ones, I'll come back to this. Then this is my book PR, specifically for the books I've written. And I use this only for book PR, so that's all that's in here. And then another way I use a journal is like a notebook for research. When I was about to hard launch some new vintage items, I did a lot of research on them. And this is all the research I did. And I copied it into a journal because the journal is pretty, it's fun. And believe it or not, it all fit perfectly fine. I still have room to research some more information. So you can use them for research too, to keep track of, you know, so you can use them for research. You don't have to write any personal stuff in them at all. So those are the ways I use my journal. And a lot of people I know use journals just for list making. Their list for the day, what they have to accomplish to get through their day. And I'm going to give you 2 ideas for simple journals if you're one of those people that really has a hard time getting started, or maybe you just don't think you have anything to write, but you really want to try to keep a journal. I'm going to give you 2 different ideas. And one is this big one. We made this on camera. It's a traveler's notebook, but it's really just college ruled paper, notebook paper, and a piece of scrapbook paper that has clear tape on it. That's it. This could be your first journal. And if you want to make a list in it, great. Make list, put you some tabs. If you want to write affirmations, all you have to do for this one is get a piece of paper, get a piece of scrapbook paper, cut it to 4 by 10, and then put some notebook paper inside it, and there you go. You have a very simple first journal that you could make a list in, you could just write an affirmation in. It's a very simple way to start. It's not overwhelming. But maybe you have paper that you just want to use up, like this. Again, you could use scrapbook paper, and this again is covered in clear tape. Or just get a paper bag, guys. This is a paper bag from our pharmacy. Get a paper bag. Get the paper that you think you might use. And it doesn't even have to be paper that has a lot of writing space on it. I'm going to show you a trick. Okay. So that's all you need right there is 5 sheets of paper. That's it. They don't have to be the same size or anything. Fold them over. Doesn't have to be pretty. Doesn't have to be all usable. Put them in your paper bag. Trim off the part that's hanging over. This will be one of the easiest journals you ever make. And save those for later. And then open it up. And don't even start with a blank page because that can be intimidating. So if you have music paper, use that as your first page. I'm going to use this map. Okay. And then you can staple it if you want. You can use a rubber band. I like to use rubber bands. That way, as I finish, I just take the rubber band off, switch out the paper inside, put the rubber band back, and I'm good to go again. But it's whatever, however you want to do it, okay? And then when you open it up, you might be going, well, and then by using a plain bag, if you want to decorate it, you can. But this is your first page, and you might be going, okay, I can't write on that. This is no good. But it is. What you can do is take some sticky notes. And remember, you can get sticky notes at estate sales. And you put your sticky notes down. And you can get all different size sticky notes. You put your sticky notes down on your first page, however you want to put them. And there. Now that's all the writing space. Oh, let's straighten that up. Now that's all the writing space you have to fill on your first page. You can fill here, you can fill in here, here, and here if you want to, or you can just fill right here. You don't have to open it up. It's a little less intimidating, right? And then you open it up and you're like, okay, I did go on the first day, but that's too much. Pull out your sticky notes again, guys. And you can do different things. If you have a bunch of different ones that are different colors, use them. And remember, you can get tons of sticky notes at estate sales. I'm always getting sticky notes at estate sales. You could make a waterfall. Something fun, something different, maybe something you haven't done before. And you could write one thing, you could write 3 things, whatever you want, but they're not really waterfall, they just look cool. Very simple. Then the next day, come and just put 1 on this side. You could even draw around it. You could come back with some of the ones you just cut and tape them down. You could put a photo in there and write on it, because daily journaling doesn't always have to be words. It can be collage. It can be doodles. It can be whatever you want. The point isn't to write a book or create a masterpiece with your first journal. The point is to start journaling. And there you go. And keep going all the way through. Maybe by the time you get to this blank page, you're like, I don't need sticky notes. This isn't so intimidating. And you can bullet. Maybe you want to do bullets. So you would come in and get your colored pens and do some bullets. And write out whatever you want to write out in that form. Remember, it doesn't have to follow any certain formula. I used one of my journals for research. I used one for a list of PR for my books. I use another one as a calendar and PR that way. So there's a lot of different ways you can tackle getting started journaling, okay? And remember, you can use journals for business. They're great for that because they will keep you organized. All you do is add some tabs on them, And look, you're good to go. You can make your own calendar like I did, just drawing the lines. Boom, I have a calendar. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to fit whatever need you're trying to meet with your journal. And remember, your personal journals are that. They're your personal journals. You don't have to share them with anybody. They're for you and only you. And then there are the ones that, like I said, you make a list in, you write ideas in, you do research in. A journal doesn't have to be for writing your innermost secrets. It certainly can be, but it doesn't have to be. So I challenge you, if you're not a journaler, but you've been wanting to start, but you're so intimidated by a journal this size or by a blank page, try this. Try a couple of sentences a day, 1 sentence a day. Try using the sticky notes to create smaller surfaces to write on. And definitely start with a smaller journal, like a little paper bag journal, with only use 5 sheets of paper to start. Because you know what? You're going to feel so good when you finish that first journal. It doesn't matter that it's small. It doesn't matter that you only wrote on sticky notes inside it. What matters is you started and you finished one. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure and leave me a thumbs up. Also, let me know down below in the comments, how do you use your journals? Have you started? Do you think you might start now with a very small journal? Let me know. I'd really love to know, because when I started, nobody gave me ideas, and believe me, I started and failed a lot. Thanks for being here today, guys. Don't forget, like I said, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Also, if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button with that little bell and click all. We have a lot of great videos coming your way, and you're not going to want to miss out. Take care. I will see you on Monday. Take care. I will see you on Monday with a new video. Bye, guys.